be a little different from the free version, but here's at least a preview of what's going on. So say if I'm like looking out at Dugan Creek, and I'm looking at this National Forest road. It's green because it's basically a road that's like friendly. What's it called? It is the easiest type of trail that you could go on. So if you have a front-wheel drive Honda or like a overlanding beast, it'll be a breeze for any type of rig. But if you go out here, so you can see that this land is like blue. I think this is state. Let's see if I can highlight one of these guys. Yeah, state of Washington. So government lands. So I think dispersed camping is fine in state. Like I know that there's campgrounds out here that are not on this map. But then if you go up here, this is federal land. And if you zoom in, you can see that there's blue trails and then yellow trails. The yellow trails, all this, like if you go out on one of these trails, obviously it's not going to be easy for like a front wheel drive Honda, but for a 4Runner or like my truck, it should be easy. So the fact that it's surrounded in yellow means that you can disperse camp out here. So say if you manage to get up here, this is actually pretty high altitude, 3,200 feet. If you manage to get out here, there might be like a little path to get out to like this area here and disperse camp out here. If you zoom out, you could look around. I think the blue trails is the more difficult. Yeah, so you can see accessible by, and then all of these cars are obviously not like a front-wheel drive Honda. My truck with truck camper would probably be not happy on this trail, but it might still be doable. So I personally would stick to the green trails, and then the yellow. The yellow obviously indicates dispersed camping in that area, and also the fact that it is on federal land, that it's highlighted in green, means off the beaten path. If you take like say this road right here, that might be a trail, but say if that's a service road trail that is not highlighted, there might be a nice little spot off to the side somewhere that you might be able to disperse camp off of. Maybe, I don't know. The fact that it's not highlighted yellow means it's still questionable, but people will still do it because they'll be in federal land, and obviously a lot of this is BLM. If I zoom out and go up to like the Olympic National Park, this whole area, the national park right here, this stuff is usually a no-go, kind of questionable. If I go out to like Mount Baker National Park, it's kind of this similar situation where a lot of the area is like, if you're in a national park, there's rules, so you have to follow those rules. And what's kind of cool about this national park is I know that there is some area that you can camp tent that is in the national park, but it's also like nowhere near anything. So the chance of a ranger getting mad at you is, I don't know, it just depends on where you're at. But if you're dispersed camping, like sticking to the yellow trails and federal land is obviously the way to go. Also, sorry, this recording is super long. I found this cool app called, wait, that's not it. Go away. Where is it? There it is. Hip Camp. You got to check out Hip Camp. This is Airbnb for camping. And I know it costs money, but if you're in a pinch and you can't find a good dispersed camping spot, you could literally just find like a little thing on somebody's property, like $33. This guy probably owns property next to this creek, and voila. You can secure a camping spot and not have to, drive around for hours trying to find a spot with no signal. So, yeah, check that out. I'm going to save this because this is in Washougal, and I'd like to check it out sometime.